technical difficulties tonight. So I am Danica, and for those of you that are joining us tonight, know that my partner in crime, Susan, she was not able to get on the call. Not sure what's going on, but it is what it is. However, this is our first night doing a later night Thursday interview or podcast, and we have an interview. Sorry, it's been a frazzly day, so I'm always dyslexic, and I'm going to be a little crazy tonight. But anyway, I'm so happy to have one of my dear friends on our podcast tonight, and she has just had a beautiful life with all kinds of chaos like we all have, and she is over 50 like we are, and not only has she been like us, I think, learning and how to take care of ourselves and learning how to just enjoy life, because we get to the point where we're done trying to live everybody else's life and done working so hard and just trying to enjoy it. And then guess what pops up? We have a family member, a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, a cousin, or somebody that needs assistance and needs help. And that is very difficult to embrace. And Gypsy's mother, Miss Honey, who I love with all my heart, they took care of me when I was had my baby with Emerald. They let me stay in their house, and they were brilliant. And Honey was such a sweet, beautiful part of that. But
she loves you.
Oh, I love her too. But this beautiful woman that I'm going to introduce you to has worked in the car industry for a long time. She's sold me 2 cars, or helped me get to buy 2 cars. But she also has been a Ruby Ribbons advocate. We both were in that. It's all about taking care of yourself as you're growing older, et cetera, et cetera. And now she is taking care of her beautiful mom. So she's done so many things, and I could go on all night about her brilliance, but I want you to be one-on-one with her. And I'm going to introduce my beautiful friend, Gypsy. So this is
Hi.
Gypsy. I
Hi,
love
guys.
you. And Philip is on. Thank you, Philip. And we're going to talk about, as we get older, like I said, the surprises of, and I guess it shouldn't be a surprise, but the change in our lives as we have to go from just taking care of ourselves to taking care of our family. And that is what Gypsy has been doing. So say hello, introduce yourself, all the things. I'm sure I missed a million things because you're brilliant, but
no, you were absolutely too kind. My name is Gypsy Murphy, and I currently live near South Padre Island. I do have a husband and an 86-year-old mother that lives with me. And he's not young either. He's like nearly 80. So, I sometimes feel like I live in a senior citizen, not resort, but facility.
It's hard to believe that, but yes.
Yeah. So my mom's lived with me since 2012 when I moved to the Rio Grande Valley, and I found myself going back and forth to Dallas every other weekend, which is it's quite a haul. It's like, a 9-hour drive. So we've always been very close. And really, I guess the last 4 years has been the challenge. As she's gotten older, she's had COPD, she's now in congestive heart failure, but I honestly wouldn't change it for anything. I get frustrated, very, very frustrated, because she can't hear, and then if I yell, she yells at me for yelling at her. So
why are you yelling at me?
I know. I can't hear, but be nice.
Hey, Emerald and I do that, and she's only 7. It's like, why are you yelling at me? I don't know, Mom.
See, you need to tell my mom that sometime. You just say, let her have a break on this yelling thing. But anyway, I love her with all my heart.
You need to tell Mom.
I feel like, I've kind of gotten screwed in life, this part of my life, because I've worked, like Danica said, for 44 years in the car business. And when it was time for me, who married young, had my son young, and that was fine with me because I thought, oh, well, I'll work all my life and then I'm going to have the money to travel and do the things I want to do. Well, that's not the way it's worked out. But like I said, I wouldn't change it for the world. I cherish every precious moment. But if you are going through any of this, or if you see yourself in the future, I will tell you, don't forget about yourself. You've got to continue to. I get up in the mornings every day. I put on my makeup. I get dressed. Like, I'm gonna go somewhere because that's what makes me feel good, and you
Yeah,
gotta feel good about yourself, right? I mean, just because we're getting older, there's there's still plenty of things we can do to feel fulfilled, if that makes any sense. You know, like
100%.
like I have always been in accounting and I love numbers. So not only do I have like a little property management company that I've just started, but I do bookkeeping for two different individual companies because I can do it at home and it keeps my mind active. I think that once people sit down and they just go, well, I have no life now because I'm going to take care of this person who, by the way, took care of you all your life, you know? So it's
Mhm.
your turn, in my opinion. But anyway, I love her, wouldn't change it. But like I said, don't let go of yourself. You've got to keep, no matter how guilty you feel about going on a trip, you got to do it.
No, I love that. You know, it's I hear that so often in life all the time. Is that number one? We just don't take care of ourselves. We don't take care of ourselves even when we have time to take care of ourselves, right?
Hmm.
And when you are gifted with the time to take care of your parents, because that's I love your opinion on that. Yes, they took care of us. My parents died while I was on the road and back and forth, but they still died in their homes. They died before anyone needed to help take care of them. So I didn't have that, and I'm gonna say it flat out. So many people will say that burden. I don't believe
Yeah.
it was a burden either because they gave me life, number one, and like you said, took care of me all my life. So it would have been an honor for me to take care of them. And that's what you're doing now. And not that it is not frustrating as shit for sure, because it's a lot of work. And she's gone through a lot of things, doctor's appointments back and forth. We've talked. We're going here, we're going here. Hey, Gypsy, let's go out. Let's go to lunch. Nope, going to Harlingen, going here, going here. So you miss out on that social time. You miss out on, just like you said, your you time. And at the same time, again, this beautiful woman who took care of you, now you're paying it forward. Maybe that's the way to put it.
Yeah, we had an incident, and I'll do this really quick. Had an incident just yesterday where we were in Walmart, and I kept calling her cell phone because I had taken my. She goes on her way, and I go on my way. So I had taken all my stuff to the car, and I was going to help her check out. Well, I kept calling. I couldn't get her. I couldn't get her. I couldn't get her. And I thought, oh my God, has she reached up for the milk? Couldn't reach it because she's 4'11". She's almost as short as Danica.
Hey, I'm 4'11" and something.
No, you're not. But so when I finally found her after walking around Walmart 3 times, like literally, I'm not exaggerating, 3 times, and asking an employee, had anyone been injured in the store? I see her at the ice cream, at the frozen stuff, right? So I go up and I shouldn't have done it. I know I shouldn't have done it. I know it embarrassed her, but I said, why exactly can you not answer your phone? And she got so mad at me, like we didn't speak all the way home. She said, "Don't you ever embarrass me like that in
In
public
public.
again." So she's still my mother. I may think I'm the
Yes.
boss, but I'm not the boss.
Do you know what I love about that though? I love the fact that she's been going through her heart issues and her health issues, but yet she's still standing her ground. She's a sassy little shit, your mom, and I love
Oh
that
yeah, she
about
is.
her. But I
Oh
love
yeah.
that because I think that's part of what makes us. I mean, there's no other way to put it, but we die earlier. We die more in misery if we give up on who we are. And she hasn't
Hmm.
done that. She's
No, she
sassy. She
hasn't.
knows what she wants. This is the thing, and she's still your mom, like you said.
Yep.
I think that
Yep.
is amazing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I know. So tell me some of the changes that you've had to make in your life, because I know you just kind of breeze by it, but there's
Yeah.
definitely some big changes you've had to make in your life.
Well, I think the biggest thing, honestly, is that, and I'm being selfish, is, we have a mutual friend that goes to Cabo all the time, and they're going to Guadalupe and they're doing this and doing that. And Joe and I would love to be able to do some of these things, but
Yeah.
we can't. We don't have any family here. I had one sibling and he died in 2019.
Yeah.
Not that he was any help anyway, but loved him anyway, but he still wasn't any help.
Right.
And So I guess that's the biggest thing is, those dreams that I had and expectations about getting older, they they don't exist. So that's why we moved back here. We moved away in 2021 because I wanted to move home. I wanted to go back to Dallas. And I told Joe, I said, since we're not going to be able to go and do, we just have to move back to South Padre because we love the beach and the people here. So
Right.
you got to be where you can find happiness yourself.
Exactly. And you guys aren't able to live on the island right now.
No,
And
and
that's part of it.
yeah, that is. But I'll tell you, Danica, after hearing some of the people's horror stories about their condos and the HOAs and stuff, I don't know that Joe and I will ever move to the island. You know,
Okay.
we're 13 minutes away, and the insurance isn't as high, the taxes didn't they aren't as high. So I don't feel that part. I don't feel like I'm missing out on.
Okay. Well, that's
I mean,
good. Yeah, you
yeah,
are
no,
close.
yeah,
I don't get to
we're
see you often enough because I know you're busy and whatever, but yeah, it is. You know what's funny is when you live in a place like we live, 13, 15, 20 minutes seems like you're driving forever, right? You're in the city and it's like it takes you 30 minutes to get 4 blocks.
well. Let me tell you, when I was in Dallas,
Yeah.
the reason we said we're moving back, we were going 5 miles. It was 45 minutes to get to a restaurant. I said, "Oh, this is bullshit. I
Yeah.
can't
No,
do
I
this
get it.
after being in the valley."
Yep.
So, but
I know.
anyway,
I get it. We definitely are a small town here, but no, so but I love that. And I love,
mhm.
like I said, I didn't have the opportunity. And I guess, I guess in a way that's a blessing too. And I hate the word have to. I didn't take care of my parents. They didn't need
Well, it
it.
is a have to. It is
Yeah.
a have to,
Well,
with my mom because
but it's not. But Gypsy, stop. I'm going to stop you right now. No, ma'am. Because I know many, many, many people that say, love you, mom, love you, dad, put them somewhere else and let somebody else take care of them. So no, that's part of why I commend you because it doesn't matter if you love your parents or not. Some people are not equipped to
that's
do it.
true, and
And
you
you
said that
have been
correctly.
equipped to do it. You have the heart
Well,
and the capacity. Not everybody has the capacity. And so I'm not there's no judgment. No
no,
judgment.
and there's no judgment for people who don't have this capacity. It's not
Yeah.
a talent. It's a capacity to do it because
Yeah.
it's tough. I mean,
It
it's
is.
tough. It's very tough. Again, I wouldn't change it. I mean, my
Yeah.
mom has said so many times. Can you imagine my mom being in a nursing home? She has
Oh
told
God,
me,
no.
"Honey, I never wanted you to have to go through this with me. If you want me to go to a nursing home," and I'm like, "What? What are you talking about, lady?"
Hey, but do you know what? I love that too because she understands
She
that it's
does.
not easy. So that's got to give you a little bit of kind of relief, a little bit of, a little bit of understanding. And it's funny because I listen to you guys sometimes. I've been to your house a few times and I can hear the tension when their tension is there. But, my mom used to get pissed at me. I was a hairdresser. I don't know if you know this. I'll just give you an idea.
Hmm.
Long before she was sick, I'd be cutting her hair and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm cutting your hair." "Well, why do you have to touch my hair?" Like, because I have to touch your hair to cut your damn hair, mom. Because she just, so, and she was, long before she died. So the grumpiness starts long before that. And obviously, as we're getting older and we're not feeling well and you're sick and you have to stay home and you don't get to do what you want to do, you don't get to live the life that you want to do, you're just pissed. I'm
Yeah.
telling you what, if I ever get to that point, I'm going to be pissed. So I can
You know,
understand why honey gets grumpy and all the
yeah,
things, and
yeah.
you get to balance that.
And just think about it on her, and I know you do, in her point of view, like everything's being taken away from her.
Oh
Uh,
God,
Mom, you have to quit smoking. Okay, well, I'm not sure why. I've smoked for 40 years, but okay, I'll quit smoking. Mom, you got to quit eating salt. Okay, well, why? Mom, you can't drive anymore.
that's a big one. That's a big one, Gypsy. My
Yeah, it is.
grandma used to travel all across Utah because her kids lived Utah, Arizona, whatever. And the day, oh, it's Mine made me cry. I remember I was there the day that they took my grandma's driver's license away. And it was almost as if her entire life had ended because
That's
her husband had been gone many, many years and she couldn't drive to see her kids anymore.
yeah,
And she just it's like she was so independent like we are, and it was horrific. I cannot imagine losing my driver's license or not being able to be free. That's freedom
right,
right there. That's
right.
freedom.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah,
takes all their independence away. Now, I will be honest, I didn't take her driver's license away, and she still has an active driver's license.
but
And
she
she
can't
does
drive, can
drive
she?
to the Dollar General,
Good. That's
which
just
she
down the
doesn't have to.
street.
Yes, it's right down the street,
Oh,
but she
good.
doesn't want to drive anymore. See, I waited to the point where she went off on a couple of adventures by herself and she wasn't really comfortable. And one day, actually, we were going somewhere and I said, You drive back. So, she just wasn't comfortable. So she don't want to drive for a distance. Going to
Yes.
Dollar General, that's fine. 5, 10 miles, that's fine. But she doesn't want to get on 100.
That's awesome because she actually got to make that choice.
Yeah, she did.
And so many times as we grow older, we don't get a choice. I mean, I don't get a choice to wear readers, right, in my contact. I don't get a choice to not recover as quick. I have a cracked rib and I'm not recovering very fast. But I also can't take a break from my job and rest. So
Yep.
that's the difference. But
Yep.
I can't, we can't do the things that we did when we were younger, not out of choice, out of simply the fact that everything shifts and everything slows down and our eyesight, our hearing, our everything gets harder. And so it's tough.
Yeah,
Philip,
it
our
is.
one of our number
I
one
see that.
fans, I hate to say fan, but one of our number one What the 50 family, he helped take care of his mom before she passed. Philip,
I
he's
just
been here
read
ever.
that.
Yep. And it is not easy. It's so
Mm-mm.
not easy, but I think honestly it's a gift.
Especially to be a male to have to, I mean, not have to. I don't mean to say that have to,
But
but to
it but
be
it
a male and take care of your mom because, you know, it's it would be uncomfortable for me to have to change my dad's diaper or something. And so, a
yes.
man taking care of his mother is, that would be very difficult.
Well, I agree. And not only difficult, because especially if at our age, right, we're what the 50s. So that means that our parents are from a generation that were so private
Hmm.
and whatever. So with me, I was able to help my mom shower when she needed it and all those things. She was weak because she had lung cancer. She died of lung cancer. So there were times where I would help her because it was hard for her. But she always said if I lose consonants, I can never say that.
I
She
know I
can't
can't
just get
even.
up and go to the bathroom by herself. And she said, "Take me out." And she
Yep.
was able to till the day she died. But I did. I had to shower her. So you're right, Philip. If you had to shower your mom and all the things, oh my God, I love you. He
Good.
just
I
said I
love
had to wipe
that.
my mom since I was young. Yes, but
I
that's
love
not
that.
easy. Oh my God, that's why we love Philip. But and all of you, there's so many people out there that do that, and I give you your hats off because yes, of course. I mean, we wipe our babies' butts every once in a while. I still help Emerald, and she's 7. She's like, "Oh God, Mom, please help me with this one." I'm like, you're almost 8. You can do it. She said, "I know, but I don't want to." So I do it, because it's not going to be long before I don't get to do anything for her, right? Because she's going to be off doing her own thing. But
Yep.
Philip, you're a rock star. But yes, Gypsy, it's tough, and I just commend you for doing it. Like I said, I didn't get. I guess I should say honestly,
The privilege.
God, you're making me. I didn't get privilege because my
Privilege.
parents have been gone for a very long time. I would rather have them here and
Yep.
me help as long as they
Yep.
were living quality life, right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
I would rather have them here and wipe all their butts all day
Hmm.
long if that's what it
Yep.
took to be able to
Yep.
have them. So it is a privilege. And I love that you said that.
Yeah. So many of my friends, I don't think I have a friend that mother is still alive. Even, you're younger than I am. Lori's younger than I am. And of course, the people my age that I went to school with, none of their parents are alive. Like none of them. So my mom is all their honey. That's her granny name, and they call her on her birthdays and, do send little emojis for Christmas and Thanksgiving, everything. So that's very special. She's kinda like everybody's honey.
I agree. I agree. I love it. Oh my gosh. I love that you gave us a perspective that was real, right? Because you were saying all the things you have to do, and you feel that you have times where you can't take care of yourself. So you and I need to do a spa day. We've already talked about it.
Mhm.
So we'll do that. We went to Mexico and got nails. Look, I need to
Yep,
go back. I need
me
to go
neither.
back. But but I love, like I said, your honesty about how hard it is. But that it's also an honor, and it's a
Mhm.
gift. So that's what it's about. And our What the 50 family, that's what we want to encourage all of us to keep getting together to talk about these things that are hard that we go through, because we need a secure, beautiful family that we can be honest with, and we can scream and yell and cuss, or we can love each other. It doesn't matter what we do here. That's this place. And so I just love you for joining us,
Well,
Gypsy.
thank
Thank you.
you. It was a
And we'll
privilege. Thank you.
we'll have her on again, I hope. But in the meantime, we're
Oh,
always
next time we can touch base about how the mother-in-law and the son-in-law get along when they live in the same house.
Oh, that's a
That's a whole
great
nother
topic.
segment.
Okay. I love it. We will definitely do it. Oh my God.